Hello my dear Libras, this is your love and spirituality reading for the time between May 16 and May 31st, 2018 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. So I read for the signs in the order of most liked videos, so don't forget to hit the thumbs up button for your sign, so I read for them bright and early. I have put astrological information for the month of May in a video of its own that you can check out in my playlist Q&A. You can also find it at my webpage www.queenofcupstarot.se. The reading can go both ways. The message is for the people who watch, so if you cross-watch for another sign and recognize yourself in the reading, just trust your own intuition and you will get the message you need. For this reading, I use the Osho Zen Tarot by Deva Padma, and I will start shuffling your cards. So, my dear Libras, when I open your deck here, I see politics in the reversed and 10 of swords in the reversed. So it's some kind of low self-esteem thing here, where you haven't really shown your true self to people. Maybe you thought that the one that you were not really lovable or likable. So it seems like this all needs to have to end. It's some old habit that needs to end. Of course, you might be dealing with some person also maybe being lying or backstabbing, but again, the same applies to them. It's usually it's the bottom is a person lacking self-love. So we see here with the politics, it's like neither of these faces are the true face, and here we have also a snake. So traditionally this Seven of Swords card is about stealing and playing hooky and kind of avoiding responsibility and things like this, but it's also about not believing that you are good enough. Like, I will never make it because I don't have enough money, I don't have the looks, I don't have the talents, I don't have this, I don't have that. So the bottom line is a disalignment from oneself. Okay. Seven of Swords in reversed, it might indicate a situation with also the 10 of Swords is kind of the minor arcana death card in the reverse. Yes, rebirth. Yes, it's a rebirth. And here we have guilt, 8 of Swords, and isolation, 3 of Swords. Okay, so it seems like you might be leaving this this situation behind, or you don't put up with it anymore, or it's kind of you become allergic to a situation where that's full of lies, or where people are not being authentic. It doesn't have to be like lies per se. It can be a person saying that, oh, I'm so over that, or I don't care anymore, or while they do. Okay, so it's being non-authentic in whatever way a person is non-authentic, and it's not serving and not the person that is non-authentic, but also not the person that's being received with this. It's like this information. We should be more authentic and true, and also more strong in ourselves. So when we are authentic, people, we don't let people get to us just because they know our secrets. Okay. So okay, I call the divine with love and light, and here we have 3 guidance in the reversed with the 7 politics again. So 3 guidance is some non-cooperation. Okay, I'm thinking, Libra, maybe you don't trust other people, or there's someone that doesn't trust you. So if we don't trust each other, we can't cooperate. Okay, we can't build anything for the future if we don't open up, show vulnerability, trust. We shouldn't show trust towards people that's not trustworthy, of course, but we shouldn't hang too much around these people either. So we don't have to show them trust. I called for archangels in the 4 corners of the world, and here we see going with the flow and politics. So this is looking more like following kind of a not logic exactly, but the head at least more than the heart. So we don't go with where our heart is. We kind of play games. So I need to warn you, Libra, that you might have people around you that playing games with you, like trying to manipulate you into submission for some reason, or you might be doing this towards someone else. The reading can go both ways. So and it can be simple things as withholding one's love, and even if we love a person, we don't show it because we want to win, or we want to come out on top. So we think life is a game, a winning game, instead of participating with it with our true hearts. So someone in this reading doesn't have a true heart. They are actually playing mind games or trying to get the upper hand with calculating. If I say this to a person, what will happen if I do this, what will happen? So it's like every step is logically calculated for one person to get ahead. Going with the flow in the reverse, it's a little bit of a distrust in the divine. It's like your will above the divine will, or this person's will above the divine will. But as I said, the bottom line is I'm so afraid. I don't know how to make it. I don't have control. I fear what other people will do if they knew the truth. I fear what other people will do if they knew how emotional I am, or how fragile I am, or how much I love. So it's someone hiding the truth here because they fear the consequences of showing the truth. So I call the 6 elements earth, wind, and here we have flowering in the reverse. It's usually a Virgo person, so it might be a Virgo person involved here, but we have aloneness also, and that's also Virgo, and it's a hermit. So it might be that, again, this distrust in people, that if I give them my little finger, they will take my whole hand. It's like a person hiding in, they have like this beautiful treasure to share with everyone, like with the world, but they hide away and they don't show their beautiful heart because they are scared that someone will steal their stuff, or steal their pride, or steal their dignity, or do a number on them. So a person can lie and manipulate without being a bad person. It's not evil here. It's more like being very fragile and feeling that if I expose myself, they will eat me alive. So it's more like this, what I'm feeling here. So 6 elements, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Libra viewers. So I want my dear Libras to have love in their lives. And we have the master jumping here together with intensity. So intensity can be Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, but it seems like you are on a highway to mastery. So it's just this little thing because even if you say, you swear that you are not this authentic, you are the authentic one. If you have it on the outside, you have it on the inside. Okay, so it's kind of what is. If you have a person lying to you on the outside, you are lying to yourself on the inside. So it goes, it can't exist in your life if you weren't mirroring it. So what I'm seeing is that when you drop the non-authentic stuff, like when you start to say the things that actually in your heart, that's actually on your mind, that's your true expression, you will be on a highway to mastery. So that's a beautiful thing. So try to lighten up a little bit, Libra, and don't take things so seriously, and don't believe that people are out to get you, because when you align with your beautiful soul self, you won't bother with what other people think of you or what other people do, because you will be able to take fully good care about yourself. So I want my dear Libras to find themselves in loving relationships, and I also want you to have creative success. Yes. Control, exhaustion, breakthrough. This is King of Swords. This is the Justice card. 11. Justice is a major arcana card. Both of these. This is usually Aquarius. This is Libra. And here we have exhaustion. So it's like trauma. Exhaustion in the reverse is like going through a war and coming out all numb. It's like you don't react anymore because you have been through so much. So it's like you're deaf and numb to everything in your surroundings. So I'm thinking this might be the reason to why you lie to yourself, or why someone lies to you, or vice versa. Okay, it's because we want to have control, and we have been through hell and back where we didn't have control. So with the Ten of Swords that we saw in the beginning, it's Ten of Swords is kind of survival skills, like what we have learned to do to survive. And with it in the reverse, it's kind of you need to let go of it right now because you don't need it anymore. So for example, if you were little and you had big siblings arguing with you and always making you on the losing end, and you learned a lot of skills, like how to never expose yourself so they could use it against you, and how to never apply yourself to something or show any valuable things to them because you knew they were going to taint it. That was a survival skill that you needed then when you were small. You are growing up now. You're a grown-up person now. Even if you're just a teenager, you're more grown up than you were when you established these survival skills. So you can start to see them, what you're really doing. Okay, I notice here, it's about awareness, like being awake, seeing what you are doing. Okay, here I actually lied. I didn't say the truth. It doesn't mean that you immediately need to tell the truth. You don't just need to be aware of it yourself, that I didn't say exactly what was in my heart or on my mind. And it's usually because we fear the consequences. So I'm thinking you have been through something that gave a lot of consequences and made you almost into a warrior, like with a very tough skin. Or you have like this kind of warrior in your life with a very tough skin. But anyway, it's mirroring something within you. So I'm going to talk about you, and then you can decide what's what. It's like first you interpret the reading from your perspective. Okay, when am I not being authentic? Then you can look at it from another perspective. When you have listened to the reading from your perspective, you can listen to it. Okay, who is this other person in my life? It might come immediately like, oh, it's that person. But then you need to remember that it's also you in some perspective. You might not be this authentic to your parents, for example, or your beautiful romantic partner, but you might be authentic as soon as you step out in a professional environment, for example, because you don't want to connect with these people and they are not important for you, so you just try to keep them out. They don't have to have information about you. So it can be different ways like this. You don't have to change it. You just need to become aware of it. When you become aware and awake, your soul steps in, and the soul will decide kind of naturally what's staying and what's going. So you don't have to put up new rules for yourself or try to become a better person. It's not about that. It's becoming aware of what you're doing, because usually your subconscious has made those rules, your survival skills for you. You did this without really knowing what you did. It was just coming naturally because you learned with time, and the subconscious came with a solution. Do this. But it's when the subconscious solves things for us, it can be great if we are aware about it. But if we are sleepy and we are not aware about it, it will become like, for example, my my go-to example in this case is when we don't want to do a thing. We have said that we would, but we don't want to. So the day when we are going to do it, we get like awful headache, for example. So we can't really do the thing we promised to do. And this is how the subconscious is helping us to avoid things that we don't want, okay, in our lives. So it would have been more easy, instead of going this detour and spoiling your day with a headache, you could have just said, no, I don't want to. So that would have been solving the problem, and you would have been authentic, and you would also take the consequences in the shape and form that it needed to come instead of a headache. So for example, this person being like disappointed with you, for example, and you can say, I understand that you are disappointed, but I really feel that I don't want to do this. So take it or leave it. It's like we need to become more authentic. We need to step into ourselves. It's not going to be the end game, like you're always going to say no to things. It's just while you're establishing who you really are and getting to know yourself. And when you have gotten to know yourself, you'll find your foundation, like your rock solid foundation. And after that, you don't have to be so scared anymore, and you will be like more in self-control, not in like holding yourself in control like this control, but you will know more about your capacity, so you will be less afraid, and therefore you will be able to say yes more. But first you need to heal yourself and this trauma that you have been through that's made you to a real, like a hard ass. Okay, so oh, these jumpers, they have so lot to tell you, these cars, they want to tell you so many things. So I also want you to have creative success and to be able, creative success, existence, this is the magician, being aware, being awake. If you don't know what you are thinking, you don't know what you create. You can think, for example, I can't trust people. People are untrustworthy. So you will create situations in life where people are untrustworthy. So you want to be a very clear and bright creator. So start to become aware of what you're thinking, feeling, doing, saying. Start to wake up. You just need to hear yourself, listen to yourself, feel yourself. Become aware. Okay, I have become so aware that horror movies ain't so scary anymore, because it's like time is moving slower. So I'm seeing the when they set up a scene, they do maybe an animation or something, and I can see the animation now. Before I would just have seen like a flash of something and I would have been like but now I'm often just seeing that it's not scary at all, or I'm missing the point because everything is going so slow, so I'm not having this element of surprise in the same way anymore. So it can ruin things for you as well. Okay, so find yourself on the highest path towards your highest destiny. I stopped shuffling there, so there won't be any more jumpers, because we have already shuffled for 17 minutes. It's not the record, but it's long enough. So now I'll tune in for a few seconds to your energy and your reading. Okay, so my dear Libras, this is your future there, and this is your now there, and this is your past. So in the past we have turning in, so it's about tuning in, it's about being more and more aware of yourself, more and more awake about what's happening inside yourself, so seeing your own thoughts, feeling your own feelings, and thereby cleaning out your inner space. The 4 has been a little bit of your favorite card because you have been a little bit stuck, but here it seems like it's actually rather beautiful energy. We have here the King of Swords with sorrow, 9 of Swords in the reverse. So this is the thing that you need to deal with, this with keeping everything for yourself, so you won't get hurt by other. You try to keep control, but here it's about sharing, you see, making friends. So when we open up and show our inside to people that we trust and love, it's become like a life experience that instead of like staying in our comfort zone, like with the force, staying all alone, we can actually have beautiful experience in our lives that teach us one thing or two, and then it's time to kind of digest what you have been through and get the teaching of it all, because good and bad things are here to be experienced and digested. The digestion is making you get the knowledge. So all pain and all difficult things in your life are there for a reason, to give you a knowledge. It's like writing another page in your book of knowledge, and this is how you take it in, by just staying with whatever is. If, for example, something has happened to you, you want to stay cool with it. You don't want to react. You don't want to have you don't want it to spoil your day. Someone said something to you, or it was like some traffic violation or something. and you don't want it to spoil your day, but it's coming constantly. It's like you can't relax, and you see this thing before you again and again and again, and you feel like, oh, this is ruining my day. And then you just stay with it like this, and you can also say certain things, like you can say, okay, I got very upset with this traffic violation because it was a near-death experience for me. And if you feel calm in your body when you say these kind of things, you can know that, yes, you are onto something. That's kind of it. But if you still feel like stressed out, even though you said this, that, okay, maybe you were scared of dying, maybe that's why you're upset. Okay, so that wasn't it. So you can say, okay, I am upset because this person that I met in traffic didn't follow the rules. And if you feel like you are relaxing with this saying, what you just said, you will know that, okay, it's kind of it. And if you still doesn't relax, there's still something, it's something else. So you can say, okay, I got upset with this traffic violation because I felt it was a personal attack on me. Okay, and then you feel, okay, I'm feeling relaxed, or you don't. So you try different things to what is it that was triggering, what was the triggering to you getting upset in this situation. So this is the digestion. You don't have to think like this or give suggestions, but sometimes we can sit with our pain for hours, and we don't, it doesn't resolve, it doesn't dissolve. So then we need to go deeper. You can also check my Q&A. I have dealing with pain there, and you can do the exercise that I suggest in there to deal with these kind of situations. It seems like it has been a situation with both good and bad. It might have been people being very uncooperative, like don't want to work with themselves, don't want to share their pain or their resources, and on the other hand wanting to share and wants to experience things together, wants to evolve together. So it's something here in the past that needs to be digested. It was a little bit ups and downs, good and bad. And here we have the now. So the past will be April, first half of May, and this is the second half of May. And here we have slowing down. Slowing down can be connected to Taurus. It can be a Virgo or Capricorn as well. Here you have abundance, that's Capricorn, and here you have ordinariness and guidance. And this is 2 of coins, 3 of coins, 8 of coins, and this. This is when you are working on taking care of yourself and building this beautiful feng shui garden for yourself. When you become this person that learns, like step by step, to open up, become more vulnerable, give up your will for the divine will, but also have boundaries and take real good care of yourself. Have a plan for your life and working towards it step by step, putting one foot in front of the other, you are going to be successful. So it seems like you are a little bit, you have been preoccupied with the past and kind of digesting the past, but here it looks very prosperous for the future. Some of you might be dealing with an earth sign, and other of you are focusing maybe on making this beautiful temple of yours into a habitable space, and also taking care of your house, maybe getting a house, or making your house a beautiful feng shui place, and also bettering your economy, maybe starting to work with something that really makes you happy, like ordinariness, something that you can do every day and still not lose happiness with it. So it seems prosperous on all levels. Maybe not with love exactly, but at least cooperation with other people. And this can also represent a husband. And this is like a younger suitor. So for some of you, it might be a wife or husband or something like this. And people are not really exactly on the same level. So it might be like an authority figure in your life, or you being an authority figure to someone else. Anyhow, it seems like you're mastering the element of manifestation, finally putting one foot in front of the other and participating in life. So that's very good news for you, Libra. And here we have the future, so going into June, and we have politics, nothingness, completions, aloneness. So here it's going to be a little bit difficult again, because sometimes we might focus very much on work, for example, what we saw here, work and like our own selves and making our own life prosperous. But then it's still something missing. It's still something that's like, even when you make your home very beautiful, you have the perfect job, it's still something missing. And what's missing is something within you. You need to look inside, because here you have, it's the High Priest, and here you have the World card, and here you have the Hermit. So it's definitely spiritual growth, and it has to do with this becoming authentic, not playing games anymore, but actually becoming your soul self. This is serious. It's serious business. You can't play hooky anymore. You need to be serious about this. And then you have ripeness, so that is kind of you becoming a grown up, and also being able to be, at least say the truth to yourself. That's all I think this card is asking. You don't have to, it's still like hermit mood, so you don't have to share this with anyone else. At least become authentic to yourself. Admit to yourself what you really feel, what you really think, what you really want, what's your true dreams, where you are hurt, where you have, where you are disappointed, where you feel lost. Admit it to yourself, because when we see the reality, we build like a rock foundation for ourselves, and from there we can build something even more beautiful. So it seems like you have been through something that was a little bit rocky, but it was meant to be. It was like a good life experience. And then you have started to clean up your act and make your life more beautiful for yourself. But then it's still things inside of you. The outside situation wasn't the problem. The inside situation is the problem. And that's still something that you need to solve. Even if you have gotten yourself out of a tough situation and taking good care of yourself, the problem is still there. You haven't solved the issue, what caused this situation in the first place. So I'm going to do this 9-card spread. I'm trying to make a little bit shorter readings to not exhaust myself and exhaust you, but it's going like not so good, because these cards are very informative. They want to tell you a lot of things. So I guess they will wear off eventually, and we will have some shorter, more direct readings. But it's a lot of things that it's coming through right now, and I'm thinking maybe you need a lot of information as well. It might be that it's spring here in the northern hemisphere, but you might still have like serious things that you are dealing with. So here we have existence. So whatever you had in the past, you had created it yourself. It was your creation. Existence is the magician. It was your awareness, your beliefs that led you to this. It's showing also a beautiful way of creation. The more you can be like aware, the more beautiful things you can create. Instead of when you get aware of your fears, like the fears and the control that you have and the avoidance of pain, you can get more strong and warm towards yourself. This is very strong card. This is like a person having a lot of self-respect, respecting you, respecting others equally, and taking care of yourself as well as you take care of others. So this is another side to you. This might be a side that's very tormented and vulnerable, and kind of it can't stand outside something happening on the outside. It will break you easily. But this entity inside of you, it's kind of the witch inside of you. She doesn't break that easy. Like, bring it on. She's very self-reliant, and it's the same with the 3 experiencing. It's like a car battery. It's like your life, like the flame of your life. So it's very it's like you have great resources here with things that you can build upon. And it's fire, and Mercury is very close to the sun. So I'm thinking you're able to create something beautiful. It's just that you need to let go of fear and control a little bit. So some of you watching in early May, this one might still be going on. And here we have creativity as well. So we both have Magician and the Empress. So it's like almost a phallic symbol here, and the Great Mother. So it's good use if you want to create some beautiful future. You have like the tools to create whatever. You have fertile ground and life, like the flame of life here. And this is also communication. So communicating with your feminine side, with this strong feminine side that you have, and starting to get more friends with that, because maybe you have been scared about your more witchy quality before, bitchy witchy, okay, maybe they were scaring you, but they are actually very warm and generous both towards you and other people. It's like passion, it's full life. This card can be connected to Taurus as well. It's definitely Venus, but might also be Taurus. It's like the goddess, like the cow goddess, the Great Mother Earth also. And here we have suppression. So I'm thinking you are having this beautiful witchy, bitchy quality, or there might be like a female in your life, a Taurus, or we had Aries also showing with the Queen of Wands there, or Earth or fire sign, and you are suppressing communication with this entity on the outside, but also with the entity inside of you. So it goes both ways. So suppression is it's about your thinking first. No, I can't. You want to kiss the guy, for example, and you don't do it because you're thinking about the consequences. You want to take an aeroplane to Amsterdam is the first I'm thinking here. I don't know why, but and then you are like, no, you think about the consequences. And then you want to, maybe I should go back to school, or maybe I will start painting, or I have this creativity idea here. Maybe I want to start my own company, or I want to fall in love. This is Venus. So, and no, you say no. You live by these hard rules. We had the 10 of Swords. Here's the 10 of Wands. So it's like you're holding yourself back. You're putting, this is the divine will wants to come through, major arcana card, and you know, no, you're not gonna. So it might be that your divine soul wants to communicate and you say no. Your divine soul wants to create and you say no. Or it might be like a fire also entity in your life, like this is usually Sagittarius, might be an Aries or Leo as well. Stopping this beautiful creation that you are trying to make. So but in this section it looks like more your thing here, with the air coming here and the clouds here, but it's air and it's fire, so it might be some kind of clash here among titans. Okay, this is almost like a volcanic eruption. So I'm not sure, but it's definitely your feminine side wants to come through, fertilized also by your dreams and your visions and your longing. But it's a no. It's what I see with you, Libras, that you have this, like God has her eyes on you and trying to make you participate in the game here, and you say no, I don't play croquet. So okay, and here we have the now. So the now will be second part of May 2018, and we have conditioning, so it's Capricorn. You also had Capricorn there, Taurus, Capricorn. So this is it's the Devil card. It's conditioning. It's about all the things that you have put down in the basement, because you're just allowed to be this, like very logical, and be one of the pack members, not go outside, not do something crazy, not something that's against the rules, because you don't want to be ridiculously made, or like someone using your mistakes against you in some way. So you're trying to follow the rules very thoroughly, so no one will taint with it's your ego, in fact, because control is ego, and not wanting to lose your face is ego, not tolerating making mistakes is ego. Ego is there to make you survive, but it's also kind of preventing your soul from taking place here when it's already so cluttered with your ego. So what you really need to do here is to kind of see write maybe a list of all the rules that you live by in your life, because I guess there are a number of rules that you live by slavically, and it can be not sharing, because this is suppression. All these ropes here, it's kind of snakes of information coming from the magician here. It's like your Kundalini wants you to do something, say something, express something, and you say no. So you're stopping your soul in the process, and it kind of suffocating it. And there's a place, and I will read this 10 of Wands. Yes, in Sanskrit the name is Alaya Vigyan, the house where you go on throwing things into the basement, the devil, that you want to do, but you can't because of social conditions, culture, civilization. But they go on collecting there, and they affect your actions, your life, very indirectly. Directly, they cannot face you. You have forced them into darkness, but from the dark side, they go on influencing your behavior. They are dangerous. It's dangerous to keep all those inhabitations inside of you. So what you need to do is to make a list of all your restrictions and see what it is that you're trying to restrict so bad. What's the devil here? What is it that's so dangerous that it can't show its true face? And it's indicated that it's a lion. So again, it's your fiery, creative, passionate soul self. So and you put it in the basement, probably because of it's like you're almost feeling like a touch of patriarchal Christianity here, like you shouldn't be sinful, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. It's you might feel like a very rebellious person with this magician card here and the devil in underneath, but you're actually not. You're living by a very strict book of rules that's not helping you to manifest your soul self on earth. But it's magician together with the conditioning. It's very dynamic. I'm getting shivering because it's like this person in your life that might be very deceptive and controlling and manipulating and having a plan and scheme for everything, and everything is a game with this person because they can't be authentic. But if you have it on the outside, you will have it on the inside. So don't start the blaming game. Look at the inside. You can do the Byron Katie's the work. I did it with my beloved departed cat once, because she was often lying with me very cozy, and then she can just freak out and like be all thorns and claws and rush out of there like she was ridden by Satan. And she clawed me on the way off, like it could be like scratch marks when she has tried to gallop away. So I did Byron Katie's the work with this. I write all the things about my cat that was very disturbing for me, and I turned it around, and I noticed that me myself were doing these kind of things when I suddenly felt like things were out of whack, or I didn't like the environment I was in or the people I was with. I was gone, and I never spoke to these people again. It was like, I'm not there anymore. It's like yes. And so I learned something from this turning around, because this is what the work is with Byron Katie. You write everything, like all the awful thing that these people do, or in this case my cat, and then you turn it around and you read the story, like you write it like I hate it when I do this kind of thing. And you see, you will start to see like in what situation you are actually doing this, and it will be like a wake up. You might not like it because it's going to indicate a lot of work that you need to do to change things, but really you don't have to. You just need to become aware. If you become aware, eventually you will change naturally. Okay. So, and here we have your heart in the reversed, going with the flow. You don't want to go with the flow. You don't want to go with your feminine side. Your feminine side is dangerous, and the patriarchy has taught us that the feminine side is dangerous. It's actually the dragon that we slay in all the fairy tales, the dangerous feminine archetype, yes. And it's also like our mother, so all powerful. it's also this natural force inside of us that's so powerful. We want to do the logic things. We want to do this because we know it's going to have a good outcome. But the remedies, the natural remedies that comes with like having a bad consciousness because we did something that wasn't really honorable, but we did it because it was good for us in that situation, or we left someone that was troublesome and we still love them, and we love them like year on end, we still love this person, and that is the dangerous thing with the body. We hear this in songs also, No Woman No Cry, for example. If you can override your heart and your soul, you're not going to have to jump through hoops anymore, because you're not going to have to fulfill all these things that you were set out to do as a soul here on earth. You can just have a vacation, pina colada, and the works. So avoiding your heart might be avoiding a lot of trouble, and that's true. And this is what I'm seeing that you're doing here. You don't want to, you don't put God's will above your will. You want to override it and have it your way. So you're trying to control your life situation by stopping the natural forces in your life, both the Ten of Wands here, all the soul self that wants to come up, and your heart. Next card is the Lover in the reverse. So this is of course leading to your love life being maybe a little bit not so fulfilled, because people wants to be with the true you, not the one that you pretend that you are. And we have the Lovers here is number 6. This is 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. So as long as you don't show your true self, you can't be loved for the person that you are. You might fit in very well in social situation, but no one will know you for real, because you're suppressing the most of the true you, because you think this true you might be an awful person, or like awful or ridiculous, or whatever you feel is so dangerous. So it's when we can't be authentic in a situation, we can't connect. So it's like you have disconnected yourself from your heart, from relationships, from your feminine side, for really those really tight relationships or communications is not existing, because it's more you want to control the surface. So no love. But yes, your life seems prosperous anyway. Like there's a lot of things that's stuffed in that barn, but you seem to have a rather nice life going for you, taking very well care of yourself. So I'm thinking it's fine that you're doing this. It's just, this is the thing that's waits around the corner, I guess. Like it's going to be, even if you have a good life, you are going to feel like something is missing, and what's missing is kind of half of your soul self, because you locked it in a barn somewhere. It couldn't behave in social rooms, so it was like the elephant in the room, or the dragon in the room, even worse. So you have locked it somewhere, and it's of course not ultimate. It's like not harmonious, it's not perfect, but it seems like it's nice enough, okay? But your soul, your heart is calling you. So that's what I can tell you here, that you would benefit from starting to look at what your heart really says. And when I say benefit, I mean your soul, because if you live here your pina colada life, and you die, and you have to go down again and again and again and again to do this thing, instead of just doing it now, while you remember what it is that you're supposed to do. Open your heart, connect with your feminine side, take up the dragon devil from the basement. So next life you will not remember. You will have to start from scratch and do it all over again. So it's better to do it now, and your soul will rejoice and be happy. And it's you. It's just when you are manifested here, you become maybe a little bit lazy, and you don't want to jump through all these hoops. You want to try to control your environment. So here we have eight of Wands in reverse. So 8 of Wands is usually like communication, clear communication, crystal clear, truthful communication that solves all problems. But when it comes in the reverse, it's a blockage, and it's the blockage that we see all here. Your heart is blocked, your communication is blocked. You can't talk from the one, that means like you can't talk from your feminine side, and you can't talk to the creativity here. It's probably a person also on the outside in your life, like your mother. Maybe you can't communicate crystal clear with her about things that you really want to say. It can be out of courtesy we are doing these things too. Like we don't want to say what we really mean because it might be hurtful. But we still need to try to communicate it in the best diplomatic way we possibly can. Sometimes this comes as the one as well. So if you are very masculine in your approach, this might be the one for you. And right now you are kind of denying the one in your life. Okay. And here we have the creator. The creator comes under creativity. So I'm thinking this is what you're preventing. It can't come forward, but I'm talking about the one, and this might be a soulmate. It might, of course, also be, it's a Leo usually. It can be Aries or Sagittarius as well. But this is your soul that wants to come true, and it seems like it's already there. How much you are trying to prevent it, it's there anyway. You can run, but you can't hide. It's inside of you. So if you try to run from yourself, wherever you go, there you are. So this longing inside of you, and this passion and this love, it's still there, or the dream is still there. Whatever it is that you have tried to suffocate, it's not going anywhere. It's there. It won't stop bugging you because it's you. Okay, and if it's mirrored on the outside, it's like another you. When you do things in your like awakened dream here, solve things with other people, you solve things also with yourself. And you open up doors with yourself. So, well, Leo, it's indicate that you need to become more courageous, less lazy. I talked about the pina colada and laziness, and here it is, the 9 of Cups in the reversed. So, you have sold out your soul and your love for a more easy life. So this is what I see, but whatever you do, you're still there. It won't go anywhere, so it will just be a continuation of this story. So I'll read the going with the flow for you. See here. Oh, there it came. So remember that it's in the reversed position. I'm putting it here so you won't get dizzy and fall off your chair. So the figure in this card is completely relaxed and at ease in the water, letting it take him where it will. He has mastered art of being passive and receptive, the feminine arts, without being dull or sleepy. He's just available to the currents of life with never a thought of saying, I don't like that, or I prefer to go the other way. Every moment in life we have a choice whether to enter life's waters and float, or to try to swim up streams. And we all know what you are doing, Libra, swimming up streams with sweat in your forehead and trying to get away from the sea monster, okay? When this card appears in a reading, it is an indication that you are able to float now, trusting that life will support you in your relaxation and take you exactly where it wants you to go. Allow this feeling of trust and relaxation to grow more and more. Everything is happening exactly as it should. So it's kind of indicated that you should go a little bit more with the flow. Trust your own instincts, trust your own feelings, trust your passion, trust your longing. Well, it might take you down a rough road. It might be like a waterfall down there and stones and things. But it's a precious life experience that you wanted, so why avoid it? When I say become water, I mean become a flow. Don't remain stagnant. Move and move like water. Lao Tzu says, the way of the Tao is a watercourse way. It moves like water. What is the movement of water or of a river? The movement has a few beautiful things about it. I'm sorry for my voice. It's a little bit restrained. One, it always moves towards the depths. It always searches for the lowest ground. It is non-ambitious. It never hankers to be the first. It wants to be the last. Remember, Jesus says, those who are the last here will be the first in my kingdom of God. He's talking about the watercourse way of Tao, not mentioning it, but talking about it. Be the last, be non-ambitious. Ambitious means going uphill. Water goes down. I'm so sorry for my voice. I guess you should never throw rock in a glass house. This wouldn't affect my throat chakra if it wasn't applying to me too. So he's talking about the watercourse way of Tao, not mentioning it by talking about it. Be the last, be non-ambitious. Ambition means going uphill. Water goes down. It searches for the lowest ground. It wants to be a non-entity. It does not want to declare itself unique, exceptional, extraordinary. It has no ego idea. Okay, so we all needs to lose the ego today and go with the divine will, go with the flow. So you have a little bit of problem with this, and but this is the opening. It's the central energy of your reading. So it says go with the flow. Whatever is calling you, just go with it, get it over with. Like do this thing that you're so scared of. You are courageous enough. There are beautiful situations that are there to catch you. So I feel the urge to read a little bit about this Nine of this gentleman clearly thinks he got it made. Turning a card. He sits in his big overstuffed chair, wearing his sunglasses, shades by his umbrella, with his pink slippers and his pina colada in his hand. He doesn't have the energy to get up and do anything because he thinks he's done it already. He hasn't yet turned to see the mirror cracking around him, and he's right, a sure sign that the place he thinks is finally arrived at is about to shatter and dissolve before his eyes. So it's kind of a little bit of a tower threat here. You also have this volcanic eruption above your head there, above this love relationship, that you might think that maybe you are in a relationship, maybe with a Taurus, for example, or Capricorn, Virgo, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, for example. And you think you have it made. You think that you have the control. They are totally in love with you, or and you're missing something. Okay, you are starting to get lazy. You're starting to get too sure. So that's a warning for some of you. Those of you that's in a relation, take care of your loved ones, because if you really cherish them and want them to be there for the future, you need to start show some love. And that's for you that's in a relationship. For you that's single, or just have a dream of whatever kind of sort, your dream is still calling you. Don't give it up. Don't think that you have it made. Like, okay, this is it's like you're settling for something and you're not supposed to. And wherever you go, there you are. This longing is still going to be there. You're still going to feel the pull. So I'm not seeing so much happening in June. It's just a realization maybe that things are not changing. You want maybe to kind of stop. It's like you're blocking something, so you might stop, like trying to stop thinking about something, maybe putting something on the back burner, a dream of yours, and but it's still there, very live and vibrant. So it's still calling you for some reason. So, Sisters of the Sacral Spiral. 27, 7, 8, 9. So it's connected to Hermit and Virgo. Yes, okay. So, there. The higher plan that has been lovingly prepared for you is like a beautiful tapestry coming into view, thread by thread. There will be a moment where suddenly the pattern becomes clearly visible, all preparation finally showing itself in effect. The time for acknowledgement and celebration shall happen soon. My weaving hand is steady, sure, and swift, and the threads of your life are rapidly taking shape to reveal my most beautiful divine plan for you. The preparation for manifestation requires faith. There can be much effort and even more patience and persistence required before we see proof of our efforts in desired results. As we grow closer towards what we want, whatever has blocked us from having that in our lives will arise to be dealt with and resolved. You may feel as though you are losing ground, regressing, or somehow going further back on your path than you have ever been, but you are not. You are becoming more able to live your dream. So, as I said, okay, you are clearing out the issues that have prevented you from receiving what you want from our generous universe. You are going into, or are already in, an intense period of personal and spiritual growth, like the Knight of Wands and the Master that we saw when I shuffled the cards. Very intense. This will entail much joy and forward movement towards your destiny, and also some confrontation with the darkest in your own being, fear, doubt, grief, which will help you heal and become free to enjoy the manifestation of your dreams. You are guided to let go and trust in what is taking place. The universe wants to bring more abundance, fulfillment, and experience to you than exist in your world at present. So you need to be more open, receptive to what is on its way. This means trusting life more. Okay, so you know what to do. Trust life more. Go with the flow. Go with the divine plan. Don't stick with the old cane of logic. It's going to be more doom and gloom than what you can anticipate. So try to lighten up and be more positive and courageous. It will be rewarding. These cards, all these cards can easily flip in the upright position and make you the most happy person ever. So, okay. Take really good care. I hope this reading helped. I'm sorry for my voice. And I welcome you back to my June reading that I will perform in mid-month May. Okay. Bye-bye.